Hey glammers, welcome to my DIY channel. This is Zuri Glam Designs, previously known as Fab DIY Designs. I am back again with another DIY project. As you will notice, most of my earlier projects I have mainly worked with silver, and so this time I have decided to do a gold piece. So here is my version of the Sunbursts, and I do hope you like it. These are the materials that I'm going to use. I will also include them down in the description box. I first outlined the shape of the mirror onto the Styro Foam to give me the size of the foam that I will work with. I cut out 2 pieces of which I'll need for this project. Cutting out foam sometimes can be a little messy if you don't have a very sharp knife to do it with. So we have our 2 pieces that we're going to work with, and the next step is to draw out the grid to help place the skewers with equal spacing around the foam, and also this will help us achieve the perfect circle we are looking for. This can be done by the use of a protractor. I'll be using 3 sizes of skewers. I start by placing out the 8 inches skewers onto the foam. When that is done, when they're all well placed, I follow this up by creating the spacing for the other skewers, and I also create small ridges where the skewers will be placed in, so that the second foam can sit on this particular foam without creating space in between. This second set of skewers is 8 inches. Slightly longer than the first one, so again you go all the way around. And then finally we place our 4 inches skewers. This will create the third layer of skewers for this particular sunburst. So we have placed our skewers on the foam, and you will notice that I have also covered my foam with a black crepe paper to give it a good neat finish. Next, I insert a thick string through the foam, which will be used to mount the piece on a wall. And because of the lightness of this piece, this string works perfectly well. And then I cover the side of the foam with rhinestone mesh all round. And this basically is to give us that clean finish that we're looking for. We do not want the Styro foam to be visible, so this helps. I do the same with the second foam, and this is the foam that goes on top of the skewers. And if you notice, it's also covered with the black crepe paper to a point whereby where the spoons will be placed, and we left the middle because that's where the mirror will sit, so we don't need to cover that bit. This has to be done very neatly because it will be visible. So there we are. So we place this piece on top of the first piece and cover the skewers. As you can see, we leave as little space as possible between the two forms. So we glue the two forms together, and then we place a slightly smaller form on top, which will be used to elevate the mirror and give us a little space to insert the spoons onto the piece. That's the purpose of that small piece on top. Again, we glue a mirror on top of that piece. Our spoons are gold. I'm using gold putty spoons, but these particular spoons come in a transparent form, so I have to paint some of the spoons to achieve the gold effect. What I choose to do with this piece is to have the golden spoons, the ones that have been sprayed gold, facing down onto the foam, and the transparent one will be inserted underneath the mirror together with the handles of the spoons. I decided to use 2 handles. If you've noticed, these particular spoons are quite transparent to a point whereby they may not even be visible to the eye when you're too far. So we continue this to the very end. So that's what we have as of now. Then we place one handle onto alternative skewers. I had tried to put some beads on the handles, but finally I had decided maybe the beads don't look so well, so I removed them. But I put a little mesh strip onto the handles that are next to the spoons, the spoon heads. Again, this is simply to enhance the gold effect that we're looking for, and also allow more visibility of the spoon handles, because as you can see, they're a bit transparent. So the gold mesh will help them stand out. That's what it will look like when we finish. Finally, I place small diamond studs and black beads on some of the skewers in order to complement the overall effect of the piece. I'm sure you'll notice that some of the spoons on next to the mirror are black. As I was working on the piece, I realized that the transparent spoons were hardly visible, so I decided to paint a few of them with acrylic black paint. And because the spoons have some gold specks, the black background brings out the specks quite clearly. So I placed the black spoons alternatively around the mirror, which I think breaks the monotony of the gold, as well as give it a pretty good effect at the end of it. This is my finished piece. I truly hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like and comment, and please share.